The selection of the Pope is supposed to be divine. But what if it's not about God's will, but about control, power, and manipulation? The Vatican, powerful elites, and political figures have their hands in the papal selection. What are they hiding, and why? Is the new Pope really chosen by divine guidance? Watch now to uncover the hidden manipulation behind this sacred process. Subscribe before it's too late. Welcome to Hidden in the Shadows. The election of a new Pope is supposed to be a divine process, one guided by the Holy Spirit. But is that really the case? Or is something much darker at play? The papal selection, traditionally seen as a sacred ritual, has long been influenced by political, social, and financial powers hidden behind the scenes. But why? In reality, the selection of the Pope has more to do with power and control than faith. Political maneuvering, money, and global influence have shaped every election. The Vatican, a religious institution, is also a political empire. The cardinals may be the ones casting their votes, but there are invisible hands pulling the strings. For centuries, there has been a power struggle within the Vatican. Different factions of cardinals, each with their own agendas, have vied for influence over papal elections. These factions often align themselves with powerful elites, global financiers, political leaders, and even corporate magnates, who have a vested interest in the Church's direction. Behind the papal election lies a game of strategy, alliances, and secret deals. The question is, who really decides who becomes the Pope? And what is their agenda? The College of Cardinals plays a significant role in electing the Pope, but they're not the only ones with influence. Political pressure, financial support, and media campaigns all shape the process. While the Vatican claims the Holy Spirit guides the election, there are countless reports of deals being made behind closed doors, favors exchanged, promises made. One of the most disturbing aspects of the papal election is the global political involvement. Heads of state, influential leaders, and even corporate elites have a say in the process. They often have interests that align with the direction of the Church, whether it's pushing certain political ideologies or protecting powerful economic interests. But is that divine? The election of a pope isn't just about the Church's spiritual guidance. It's about maintaining power, keeping the Vatican in control of its enormous wealth, and ensuring global influence. For example, the Vatican's wealth is staggering. Billions of dollars are held in various assets: land, property, artwork, and investments. Who controls this wealth? The Pope holds the keys to this vast empire. So, who benefits when certain cardinals gain power, and why do they want to control the papacy? Often, powerful countries and individuals with ties to the Vatican's financial operations push their preferred candidates. These candidates are chosen based on loyalty, not spiritual devotion. Think about it. If the Pope is the leader of 1.2 billion Catholics, their influence extends across the world, politically, socially, and economically. This is big business. Even more concerning is the growing influence of corporate interests within the Vatican. There have been reports of corporate donors trying to sway papal elections for economic reasons. For instance, multinational companies that rely on favorable religious messaging may back specific candidates who align with their corporate interests, ensuring support for their business agendas. In recent papal elections, media outlets have also played a pivotal role. Who gets airtime, who gets praise, and who gets condemned, all of these affect public perception and influence votes. Some would argue that the election of the Pope should be above the influence of politics and capitalism. But is it? Or is this just an illusion? The power behind the papal election lies not in the divine, but in a complex web of global politics, corporate greed, and religious manipulation that shapes who leads the Church. And while the Vatican presents itself as a symbol of moral authority, it has become a center of political influence, controlling vast resources that affect billions of people. The reality is that the selection of a new pope is far from divinely inspired. It is, instead, a highly calculated process that involves much more than faith and spirituality. So, who's behind it all? Who decides who becomes the next pope, and why do they choose certain individuals over others? The truth may be more sinister than you think. To truly understand the election of the pope, we must look beyond the veil of religion and recognize the political, financial, and social forces at play. The Vatican is not just a church. It is a powerful institution that controls vast wealth, shapes global politics, and influences billions of lives. So, who controls it? The next time a new pope is chosen, ask yourself, is this truly a divine selection? Or is it the result of careful manipulation by powerful elites?